All right, so we have a little proof that Amber may have faked her domestic violence injuries. Check this out. My name is Nathan Laurie. If you are new here, we talk about the law and the facts. If you're about that life, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. So I went back in time and pulled the news report for the Johnny Depp Amber Heard story to see exactly what happened when these injuries that Amber Heard alleged came out. Check it out.
Actress Amber Heard has accused Johnny Depp of assault, causing this bruising to her face. She has obtained a restraining order against her husband just days after filing for divorce to end their 15-month marriage, citing irreconcilable differences. The actress said in court on Friday that Depp threw her mobile phone at her during a fight. She also alleged a history of abuse throughout the relationship. The temporary restraining order means that Johnny Depp must stay at least 100 yards away from Heard and move out of the couple's shared home in LA.
So this is front page news. A-list actor Johnny Depp is beating his wife, allegedly, as being reported. And here are the pictures to prove it. This is a horrible PR nightmare for Johnny Depp. But is it really what happened? See, there were two sets of officers who responded to the domestic violence call that allegedly led to these injuries. So first, let's hear what the officers say about Amber Heard's injuries. There was a 911 call for domestic violence, and Amber Heard is saying that she was injured. These injuries occurred during this incident. So when the cops arrived, they should have seen something. Let's see if they did.
In the hallway.
And up until that point in time, did you hear anything that led you to believe that a crime had been committed?
I did not.
Up until that point in time, did you see anything that made you believe that a crime had been committed?
I did not.
Up until that point in time, did you hear anything that made you believe that there had been an act of domestic violence there?
I did not.
Up until that point in time, did you see anything that made you believe that there had been an act of domestic violence there?
I did not.
Okay. So you indicated that after you knocked on the door, you spoke with a gentleman. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you previously testified to someone as a generic white male. Is that the same person?
Yes.
So your previous testimony, and when you were referring to a generic white male, that's the person who opened the door when you first knocked on it, correct?
Yes, there was only one male at the location besides my partner.
And there was only one male? Is that for the entire time you're at the location?
Yes.
So in the hall, you met with the generic white male, Ms. Heard, and the generic white male's girlfriend. Is that right?
Correct.
And it was just those three folks?
Correct.
And you were there with your partner, Officer Haddon?
Correct.
Okay. And in the hallway, how far were you standing from Ms. Heard?
It was close, probably like 2 to 5 feet.
Okay. And at that time, did you notice any injuries on Ms. Heard?
I did not.
Okay. Were you looking to see if she had any injuries at that time?
Yes, I was.
And so you were looking to see if Ms. Heard had any injuries, and you determined that she did not. Is that accurate?
Correct.
And was the lighting good enough in the hallway for you to make that determination?
Yes, the hallways was well lit.
Okay. And at the time, were you wearing any sort of corrective lenses?
I was not.
Although you were not wearing corrective lenses, were you prescribed corrective lenses at the time?
No, I have never worn glasses, and I'm not prescribed. I have good vision.
Okay. And at that time, did you have good vision?
Yes, I did.
At the time you were observing Ms. Heard, did you have good vision?
Yes, I did.
And did you observe any injuries at that time?
I did not. I did not observe any injuries on Miss Heard.
Okay. Did you observe any swelling on Miss Heard's face?
I did not.
Did you observe anything that led you to believe that she was a victim of domestic violence?
I did not.
Was the second time you saw Miss Heard?
Right before we left.
And how close to her were you when you observed her face?
Approximately 10 feet.
Did you have a clear view of her face?
Yes.
Did you still have your contacts in at the time?
Yes.
Was there sufficient light that enabled you to actually see her face?
I believe so. I believe it was the light was a little dimmer, but it was still lit.
Did you perceive any signs of injury to her face on that second occasion?
No.
Did you see any swelling of any kind on her face, either during the first time you saw her or the second time you saw her that night?
No.
Did you see any marks on her face, either the first time you observed her that night or the second time you observed her?
Just the redness, which was consistent with her crying.
Did you see any time that night any indication of any bruising on her face?
No.
Did you see at any time that evening any indication or any sign whatsoever of any injury to her face?
No.
So now, after these first two officers arrived on scene, did their investigation, saw no injury, saw no crime, they left. And then another set of officers came because there was another DV call that came in. And here's what this officer said.
Based on her refusing to give any statement on what had occurred, and at the time, we did not observe any any visible or verifiable injuries to her.
Anything else?
Not that I can recall.
Even the building manager who saw her later that evening says this.
You know, I would have seen that and I would have remembered, because it's something that you will see. You know, like so noticeable, like you will remember. But when I was there talking to her, she was like 3 feet away from me. She was right in front of me. I just don't remember seeing any marks, bruises, or anything.
So understand this. Everyone who was there that evening, 2 cops go, they see nothing. They leave. 2 more cops come. They look. They see no injuries. Then they leave. Then sometime later, the building manager comes. As 3 feet away from her, right? Essentially arm's length. He sees no injuries. And now, all of a sudden, we have these injuries. So I'm going to leave it to you, the jury. Do you think these injuries are real, or do you think these injuries are fake? Let me know your rationale in the comments section, and I'll see you next time. Peace.